Hi kids, I hope that everything is going well with you. Today we're going to be finishing up our Finding Counterclaim assignment. And as a quick reminder, claims and counterclaims have to do with argumentation and argument. So remember, a claim is what we call the author's opinion that they're trying to convince us to believe in. It's their judgment about a particular issue or situation. A counterclaim is when they tell us about the opposite side. So it's the opposite of whatever their claim is, right? So what the assignment is today is to read the passage, of course, identify the counterclaim, and then write it out beside the passage. So here is our first one, and I'm going to do this one with you. So just as a quick reminder, counterclaims are not your opinion. So claims and counterclaims are not your opinion, right? This has nothing to do with what you think, with what you believe in, okay? This is all about what the author believes, and unless you're the author, your opinion has no place in this, right? So this is just a little reminder to you. So I'm going to go ahead and read the passage. So the first thing we have to figure out is what is the issue that's being talked about, and then we have to figure out the claim, and then we have to figure out, okay, what's the opposite of that claim and where is it being mentioned in the text, okay? So our passage here says, emojis are a newer addition to texting. Excuse me. There are a total of 845 emojis that have different expressions. Everyone should download emojis on their electronic device. Some texters do not like emojis because they are an older generation or they take away the meaning of the words in a text. Overall, emojis are amazing because they are free, expressive, and add a little something to any text. So the first thing that we have to figure out is, okay, well, what is the issue, right? So the thing that they're talking about is emojis. That's the topic. So I'm just going to type this out. And so what do they think about emojis? Well, our author really thinks that emojis are great, right? They think that emojis are amazing because they're free and expressive. So their claim is that, I just wrote clam, haha. Their claim is that emojis are great because they are free and expressive, right? So I know what our topic is, I know what our claim is. So now I have to think, okay, well, what is their counterclaim, right? So their counterclaim, what would be the opposite? Obviously thinking that emojis are not good. So where in the text does it talk about emojis not being good? Well, if I read closely, it says some texters like emojis because they are do not like emojis. So there's a key right there that this is the opposite. They do not like emojis because they're an older generation or they take away from the meaning of the words in text. So our counterclaim then is going to be some texters do not, so I'm just typing it exactly as it is, emojis because they are an older generation or they take away the meaning of words in a text. Okay, and that's our counterclaim, because remember, our claim, the author's claim, was that emojis are great because they're free and expressive. Here we have the opposite. Some texters don't like emojis because they're an older generation or they take away from the meaning of words in the text. Right, so that's all you actually have to write is the counterclaim. So over here, I'm going to read the next one to you and kind of walk you through it a little bit. So remember, keep in mind, the first thing that we have to do is figure out what the topic is, and then what is the claim, and then we can figure out what the counterclaim is, okay? So topic, claim, counterclaim, follow that pattern. So our passage says all schools require students to read, all students should require students to read over the summer. Studies show that students lose their reading and writing abilities over a period of time with no practice. Not all students agree with this because they want to enjoy their summer. Some schools consider that parents try to balance students' free time and reading time over the summer to prepare them for the next year. Okay, so our topic is obviously summer reading, right? So reading over the summer. Now, what is the claim that they're making here? Well, it seems like the claim, the argument that the author's making is that schools should require students to read over the summer. So, should require summer reading. So then if this is our claim, then what's our counterclaim going to be? What is the opposite? Well, where does it talk about the opposite of wanting to read over the summer? It says not all students agree with this because they want to enjoy their summer. Okay, so I would say not all, again, just typing it exactly as it is, all students agree with this because they want to enjoy their summer, which is probably how most of you feel right now. But you do need to be reading because the best way to be a better reader is to read. Okay, but again, this is not about your opinions. Okay, so our next passage, so I did those first two for you. So the last 8, I want you to try and do on your own. And I'm just going to read them to you and then I'll pause and then you can figure out the counterclaim on your own. Okay? So number 13. In order for everyone to stay safe when driving or riding in a car, it is very important to always wear a seatbelt. Some people do not believe in seatbelts because they find them to be uncomfortable or unnecessary. However, seatbelts can reduce injury and death rates by 50%. Because of this, everyone should wear seatbelts to stay safe when on the roads. So obviously, our text topic is about seatbelts. So think about what the claim is. So our claim is probably that we should wear seatbelts. Now, what is the author saying would be the opposite of that? Go ahead and type it in the text box over there. Pause the video so you can type, but I'm going to keep moving. Okay, number 14. Ooh, this is a good one for right now. Very relevant. Strep throat, colds, and other flu-like sicknesses are going around. Many students are having to miss several days of school. Washing your hands several times is very important. If you do not, you're at higher risk of getting sick. A lot of people do not wash their hands because they use hand sanitizer instead or forget. Nonetheless, washing your hands is a must. Okay, so first think about what the topic is, what's the issue, what is the claim, what argument is the author trying to make, and then figure out what the opposite is and go ahead and type it. You can ignore my hashtags. I just did it to be silly. Okay, 15. The Voice has been on TV for several reasons. The show first debuted in 2011. Javier Colon was the first winner of the singing competition. Most people think that Javier Colon is still the best singer that has been on the show. Some disagree because they love other winners such as Allison Porter. Allison Porter, sorry. Allison Porter. Fans love her because she became the first woman to ever win after being mentored by a female coach, Christina Aguilera. So think about the topic, what's the issue being discussed, then tell me what then the claim, figure out what the author's claim is, and then you have to think about the opposite. So there are lots of steps that are involved in this. So going on to number 16. So again, pause the video, write out your answer to the right. So number 16. The best chocolate candy is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Harry Burnett Reese created the candy in 1928 on a farm. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are a milk chocolate creation made out of chocolate-coated peanut butter. While millions of people love Reese's, some are unable to enjoy this delicious candy due to being allergic to peanut butter. Okay, so again, think about the issue, think about the topic, figure out the claim, and then figure out the counterclaim. Okay, so continuing on, number 17. Alternative energy sources, such as solar, geothermal, or nuclear energy, can meet energy demands better than fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are environmentally destructive. Opponents to alternative energy sources argue that fossil fuels are very efficient and that alternative energy will require technological hurdles. So this one's a little bit more difficult, as we go, things may because of the vocabulary here. So draw on your understanding of science and environmental energies. So think about what the topic is. Think about what the claim. What is the argument that the author is trying to make here? What are they trying to convince us to believe in? And then find the opposite. That is your counterclaim. Go ahead and type it in the right off to the side now. Okay, number 18. About 26 million animals are used every year in the U.S. for testing. This is not right, and animals should be protected because it is cruel and inhumane to treat animals poorly. Others argue that it has helped create life-saving treatments for humans and animals, and this can't be done without testing on animals. This is a very controversial topic that people have different beliefs on. Okay, so again, think about the topic. Find the claim, what's the argument that the author is trying to convince us of, and then find the counterclaim. Go ahead and type it in now. Number 19. Well, this is also a good one. It's very relevant to what's going on today as well. Minimum wage is a topic that a lot of people want to have a say on. Millions of people are arguing that the minimum wage amount should be increased. They believe that $7.25 an hour is not enough money to live on. People who are against minimum wage increases believe businesses cannot afford to pay their workers more. Because of this, they will be forced to lay off workers, close, etc. Okay, so again, setting our own opinions aside, figure out what the topic is and what the claim is. What is the argument that the author is trying to make to us to get us to believe in? Okay, again, set aside your own opinions. There will be a time and a place to do that. But for this right now, we're just trying to find the claim and the counterclaim. Finally, number 20. Obesity is a very big issue in the United States. Nearly 36.5% of American adults were reported as obese in 2016. It also causes 10% of deaths in the United States alone. Many think that obesity is not a disease, but rather when people eat too much. Regardless, obesity is an issue that could easily be prevented by eating healthy. Okay. So again, something that some people have opinions about, but we have to set our opinions aside when we're trying to look at something objectively. So think about what is the topic? What is the thing that the author is talking about first? Second, figure out the claim, which is what the argument is here. What are they trying to convince us to believe in? And then finally, find the counterclaim. Okay, the opposite. What are they saying is the opposite of their claim or reasons why someone might not believe in their particular claim? All right, I hope this video helped you guys understand claims, counterclaims, topics, and issues a little bit better. I hope everyone's doing well, being safe, and washing their hands, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.